Good morning, students. I hope you are enjoying your time off and you're probably excited to get back to school, but we don't know what's happening. So I'm going to be recording some videos for you for math. I will not be doing all the problems in your math activity book, but I'll be doing some just to give you an example of how to use them and how to do them. And then you can take that, maybe some IXL or some Think Central to do with that. Now, we are going to start today on chapter 7, lesson 11. You'll notice we skipped lesson 10. It had to do with hypothesis. We're just going to skip over that one. So today has to do with mean, median, and range. But on mine, I am adding mode into it. You're going to see me add mode because I know they love to add mode on whether it's the STAR test or the MCAs. I want to make sure you know mode. So even though it's not in your book, I'm going to add it so we can learn about it today. We'll be starting on page 337 of your large math activity book. Something to note, I've talked about in chapter 8 when you get to those lessons as well, that you're not going to be doing all the problems in your math activity book. I'm going to be going through a select few of them just to make sure we hit the main topics of it. The ones that I do not do with you, I might ask you to do, but then there are some that we're not even going to touch and don't feel like you have to do them. Those are not ones you have to do. If you want to do them, feel free, but you're not going to be doing all the problems in the math book, kind of like probably in class. You don't do every single problem. Now, when you hear me talking, I am going to pretend like you're here with me. It makes more sense and it's more fun for me. Instead of just talking to you, the computer, which I know you'll be watching, I'm going to pretend you're in the classroom. I have some teacher names of all the students in their classroom. I'll be kind of randomly selecting you. So feel free to play along, if you will, to pretend I'm answering you. Answer out loud. Don't worry, it's not weird. I'm not really hearing voices, but I'm going to pretend that I do. So have some fun with it. But what? No. You can't go to the bathroom. We just started. You were supposed to go before you came to class. You know this. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's get started. I'm not going to be using this program. I'm going to be switching out to my notebook software. It's easier for me to write down. So let's go ahead and get started right here. I'm going to go to chapter 7. Here it is right here. Let's go to this. Now, you'll see it saying leveling out the data. You're going to see those terms. We'll go one at a time, mean, then median, then range, and I'll hit mode at the end. What does it mean by leveling out the data? Well, it's trying to help us compare lots of numbers. For mean, it means average. That's all it means. So, for example, let's say you brought in treats to share with the class. Now, maybe you brought in 10. Maybe the person next to you brought in 30. Somebody else in the class brought in 25. Well, by the time you're done, you add up all that, the candy, all the treats you brought in, and then you would divide by how many people brought them in, and then you'd share equally. That's basically average. You're sharing equally, making sure everybody gets about the same amount. Now, sometimes it might be a decimal, sometimes it might be a whole number, but you're just sharing equally. And to do that, we simply add them all up and divide by how many there are. So the mean of a set of data is the number that describes the size of each n equal groups made from n data values. That is about as clear as mud, right? So just add them up, divide by how many you have. You can find the mean by adding the values and dividing that sum by number of values. So I'll give you some examples. It will be easier than you think. When we get to a lot of numbers, I'm okay if you use a calculator. For this, I want you to know the process, the steps. How do we go about finding the mean? So if you have a calculator, your Chromebook would have a calculator. So does your phone if you happen to have one. But feel free to use a calculator. We are just going to be going through the process so you know how to do it. Davis made 4 clay pots on Friday, 7 clay pots on Saturday, and 4 clay pots on Sunday. What is the mean? There's the word we're working on right now, the vocab word. The mean number of pots that he made each day. Make a drawing to show how the pots each day can be redistributed to find the mean. So they want us to draw a picture, okay? So maybe I have Davis, and he has 4 clay pots. So let's go ahead and draw 4 clay pots since they want a picture. There's 4 clay pots that he made on, this would be Fridays. Now let's say that I'm going to do Saturday. So here I have Saturday. He needs to make 7. So there's 7. I'm going to do my 7. There's 7 clay pots for Saturday. And then on Sunday, he made 4 more. So let's draw another. Let's put Sunday right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4 right there. Now, we want to know How many did he have as an average? Well, we first need to figure out how many did he make in all? So let's just add them up. We had a 4, we have a 7, and we have a 4. Let's add them all up for me. Let's add them up. What did that equal? Well, 4 plus 7 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. Now, what do I divide by? We divide by number of days because I want to know what's the mean of the days. He did a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. We had 3 different groups. So basically what I want to do is I want to share them equally amongst those 3 groups to average out how many he made each day. So we figured out that he made 15. We could do the math and we know that 15 divided by 3 is 5. Let's prove it with the picture. I know I could take one of these clay pots right there. I could take that one and put it there. Okay? Take that one and put it there. Take that one and put it in there. And then I'm just going to take this one and go back to the beginning and put that one right there. Now I go, let's do the Saturday one. I take that one. Let's put it in this one because I'm just going right down the line. Put this one down on that one. Take this one. Let's go back up this one. Take this one. Put it in this one. Take this one. Put it in that one. Take this one. Put it in the top one again. Take this one. Put it in that one. Okay. First, you keep going. Now this one. Put that one down here. Now you got to start at the top again. Take this one. Share it with the top one. Take this one. Share it with the middle one. And take this one and share it with the bottom one right there. So now if you take a look, each of them have 5. If I share it equally, it's the same as saying he averaged 5 pots a day, even though we know he made 4, 7, and 4, but he averaged 5 pots every day. So our answer would be 5 for that one. Okay, let's look towards the bottom of that page, please. Serena, Marco, and Ray each have a fish tank. Serena has 5 fish, Marco has 6 fish, and Ray has 10 fish. What is the mean number of fish that the 3 friends have? Make a drawing to show how they can move fish to each person that has an equal share. This one, let's skip the picture. Let's just do the math for this one. So we have 3 people, Serena, Marco, and Ray. They have 5, then 6, and then 10. To find the mean, all we have to do is add them up and divide by how many numbers we have. If you look, we have 1 number, 2 numbers, 3 numbers. We have 3 numbers. So now let's just add them up. 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 plus 10 is 21. I had 3 numbers, so I divide by 3. Gives me 7, which means the mean equals 7. So 7 is the mean, which again, mean is a fancy word for average. So it's pretty easy to do. Down below here, this might be on the next page for you, but if you look down here, now instead of a word problem, they're just going to give us a bunch of numbers. So first off, just figure how many numbers do I have there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 numbers there. So when I add them all up, I'm going to divide by 5. So add them up. 2 plus 3, 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 7, 17. 17 plus 8, what does that give you? Gives you 25. Works out pretty nice now because 25 divided by 5 is 5. So my mean is 5 for that one. Let me get rid of that. I'll switch to green. Now I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 7 numbers. So I'm going to add them all up. When I'm done, I divide by 7. So that's just, remember, when you're adding numbers, you can add in any order. So I'm going to add ones that make the adding easier. How about 6 and 4? That makes 10. How about the 12 and the 3? That makes 15. Well, 10's an easy one, so there's another 10. The only thing I have left is a 1, so I could add that 1 to right there. Oh, don't forget that 13 looks like, so maybe I could have done 14 right there. Okay, so I did the 13 and the 1. Now, I've added all my numbers. You can just go one at a time if you like to. Doesn't really matter. Add them all up. I have 5 plus 4 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 49. So I have 49 is my total. But I divide by how many numbers I had. And again, we said we had 7 numbers. So divide by 7. 49 divided by 7 is 7. So your mean is 7. Not too difficult. Now, you'll notice the next one has some bigger numbers in there. But again, maybe you want to add certain numbers together. What if you added 18 and 62? Well, I know that the 8 and the 2 makes 10, so I make that 70. 70 plus 10 is 80. And now we have 29 and 35, right? Well, what if I gave one of these to that one? That makes that 30, and that makes that 34. That's a lot easier math. Now I have 64. So 80 and 64, that'd be a 4. 8 and 6 would be 14. I have 144. But how many numbers do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to divide, because I had 4 numbers, I'm going to divide by those 4. So I divide by 4. 4 goes into 14. 3 times, that's 12. Subtract, I get 2. Bring down your 4. 4 goes into 24. 6 times, so your mean is 36. What does that mean? Well, again, if you had 4 people and you were going to have maybe a sleepover, and you said bring treats. One person brought 29. One person brought 35. One person brought 18. And one person brought 62. If you combined all them and then shared them equally with all of you, you would each get 36 pieces of candy. Works out pretty nice. Now, some people got way more than they brought. Some people got way less than they brought, but it's the average. That's why we're doing this. Okay, one more. Now, this would be a great one to use with the calculator. If you want to try to find your calculator on your computer, go ahead and I believe you click that little circle on your computer. You will launch more programs, and then in there you could type in calculator. Once you have that calculator, the calculator should pop up on your screen. So if you've done that, pop that calculator up there. I will do it with you as we take a look here. I will try to bring this off to the side. There we go. So put the first one there, 165. You can use your number pad with that, 165 plus, click the plus button, plus 917, 917. Click the plus button. You kind of keep pressing the plus with it. Plus 443, so 443. Click the plus button. 212, so put 212. And one more plus. We have 218, so plus 218. Now press your equals button. When I do mine, I got 1,955. But I'm not done. To find the average, I have to divide by how many we had. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to divide that by 5. Again, you have the calculator. Keep the number in the calculator. Just press the divided by button. Divided by. Now put 5 in there and press equals. We get 391. That's the average of all 5 of those numbers. Pretty simple. Okay, let's go to the next page. We have more word problems with mean. Let's go ahead and let's jump to, how about this one over here? We'll skip this one. Let's go to number 8. The organizers recorded the attendance each week. What was the mean attendance? So we have a bunch of numbers there. How many do you have? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days. How would I go about solving that one? How would I go about solving that? How about, let's see. I haven't heard from Rowan from Ms. Dunham's class. How would I go about doing it? What do I do first? Okay, she wants to add up all of those. Okay, so you add all those numbers up. You have the calculator on your screen. Go ahead and clear that and start adding them up. Okay, I will add them up right with you. You just go ahead and start adding those up. Let's see what we get. Okay, what did you get for that one? How about, I haven't heard from Cullen, Wakefield. What'd you get? Okay, use your calculator. You got 3,960. Anybody else get that number? Okay, I see a lot of hands out there. Good. Now that I have the total, what do I have to do? What should I do now? How about Marcus? What should I do, Marcus? Yes, divide by how many do I divide by? 5, because there are 5 numbers. So you divide that by 5. If you left in your calculator, again, press divided on the calculator over there, put in a 5, and then get your answer. And you would get 792. This would be the mean attendance. That's the average. How many people came every day over the 5 days? Okay, let's go ahead and scroll down here. See what we got in the bottom of this page. Looks like we have 2 questions here. We have one talking about adding another day to what we just did. So let's skip that one and go to number 10, talking about temperatures. Something that is very nice to know. You're going to go on vacation at some point, and you want to find out what the average temperature is during the month of, let's say, June, because you want to go on vacation in June. You might look up the average temperature of where you're going. The average is what we're going to do right now. What can you expect to be? Doesn't mean that's the temperature. It might be above, it might be below, but you're going to be usually pretty close to it when you find the average temperature. So let's take a look. The fair organizers kept track of the high temperatures each day. It was 67 degrees on Monday, 71 degrees on Tuesday, 75 Wednesday, 69 Thursday, and 78 on Friday. What was the mean high temperature during the 5 days? So they're only taking the high temperature all those days. Same exact thing. How am I going to find the mean for that one? Let's see. Let's go with, how about Bella? How do I find the mean of those? Okay, she said add them all up, correct. Maybe you want to write them down on the line. I could write 67, 71, 75, 69, and 78. Go ahead and add all those up. Again, you may use that calculator that you were just using again. Maybe it's still on your screen. That's fine. So we're going to start with 67 plus 71 plus 75 plus 69 plus the last one is 78. And what did we get for that one? How about, let's see, Moosamil. I see you smiling in the back there. What did you get when you add them all up? You got 360. It's the total. But how do I find the mean now? We've added them all up. To find mean, what do I do, Moosamil? You're going to divide it. You're going to divide by how many? 5, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So you divide by 5. This one, if you want to use your calculator, go ahead. I'm just going to do it this way. I know 5 goes into 36 7 times. That's 35. Subtract, I get a 1, a 0, and 2. Looks like 72. So 72 degrees Fahrenheit is the mean. If you want to circle your answer, just like that. So that's the average. If you're going to go on vacation, they say, oh, the average is 72. You might hit 78 like they did, but you also might be down into the 60s, 67. But that's just your average, what to expect. Okay. I will stop this video. You'll see the next one. Hopefully we will be doing the next topic. Instead of mean for the next page, we'll be doing median, the median. Okay. Go ahead and find the next video.